come join us for part 2 of our flying visit to Stockholm, where in half a day we start on the island of Djurgården with their impressive selection of museums including the Vasa warship and Abba Museum, before taking the ferry across the archipelago, seeing the sights from the water without the need for a separate harbour tour, to the old town of Gamla Stan, where you'll find Stockholm's smallest street, picturesque buildings and royal palace. So come explore with us. So, all checked out, and let's off to the site. So we are going to head over to catch the number 7 tram, which takes us all the way out to the peninsula that you have the Vasa Museum on, but also the Abba Museum as well. And then we're going to catch the ferry over from there back to the old town, do a full circle back to here. So, nice, fresh, dry morning. Not as sunny as yesterday, unfortunately, but hey, you can't have it all. We're going to head down into the plaza there, all the trams there, and let's try out the Swedish transport, see what it's like. So, wondering how to get the ticket, just knew you could get a one-day pass. This all looked pretty straightforward and easy. Fortunately, not working. So just popped into Central Station, which probably should have done that in the first place really. Very helpful here, just literally straight in the foyer as you come in on the left, and sorted out one-day pass to get us around on all the transfers. Nice little map, so off we go. I bought a one-day travel pass on an SL smart card, but can also be done via the app, and 24 hours cost 175 Swedish krona, so about £13 sterling or $16 US. And as promised in the first video, this is Central Station, where you can also catch the metro, and at this far end, the Arlanda Airport Express. So, after a little detour for the ticket at Central Station, that's calm for stuffing my face with pancakes in the morning. Here at the stop, getting the number 7 tram out to Djurgården, I hope I pronounced that right, which is the island just off the main city centre here. And that's basically, this tram does a loop out there and back, so it's pretty straightforward. And that's where you'll find the Abba Museum, the Gröna Lund theme park, but most importantly for us, the Vasa Museum. So let's go have a look. The transport system in Stockholm is excellent, and for reference I'll put links in the description as always. And the travel pass enabled us to do a complete loop of all the major sites. Hopefully you can see this a little bit here, but basically just give you some bearing. We've just come in from the main city centre, Route 7, and then it's cut over here, does the loop and then comes back again. We got off here, right by the Nordic Museum. No time for that, I'm afraid. That's what we're here for, the Vasa Museum, and then we're going to take a walk up to the end here near Gröna Lund, the theme park. No time for that, but that's also where the Abba Museum is, as for reference as well. And then we're going to catch the ferry back over to the old town. We go. Sadly, we did not have time to check out this impressive museum and many others, but we'll save them for a future visit. So, around the back of the Nordic Museum, we find ourselves at the Vasa Museum, something I've been wanting to see for some time. Won't bore you with a long history lesson, but suffice to say, 16th century, Swedish Navy built the most amazing flagship warship that they had ever built, overloaded it a little bit too much with the cannons, sailed out into the harbour and killed over on its maiden voyage as well. So if you ever think you're having a bad day at work, just remember that one. You can purchase a standalone ticket for entry or a combo ticket with the nearby Museum of Rex. Now you gotta say, that is seriously impressive. The ship sunk in 1628 and was not raised until 1961. So this is what she would have looked like originally. And you know what? If after 400 years I'm looking that good, I'll be quite happy with that. Part of the exhibit is dedicated to the recovery of the wreck, which is frankly astounding given the technology in the late 1950s. The wider exhibit focuses on the history of the ship itself, illustrating what life would have been like at time of construction and how groundbreaking this ship must have been at that time in history. The museum is set across multiple levels, and as you ascend through the exhibits, including the restored cannons rescued from the depths, You end at the finale of the highest point of the museum, giving you an impressive vantage point of the restored ship and the incredibly decorative stern. So it was about 170 krona to get in. They do a ticket where it also gets you into the shipwreck museum. Haven't got time for that unfortunately though, but I think that was worth every penny. It's probably about 18, 19 pounds, dollars around that mark, so not bad at all for what you get. When you exit the museum, you can continue along Djurgården's picturesque waterfront, along which you will find countless museums and could easily spend more time here. So, as we said, along the waterfront, mixture of little extra museums there. We've got the Viking Museum, and here I mentioned with the Vasa. You can combo with the Museum of Rex. So, opposite the second tram stop further down the line, you will find the Abba Museum. And of course, considered a bit of a pilgrimage for many coming to Stockholm. Me, not so much, not really my thing, I'm afraid to say. So, if I change my mind, will I be first in line? And for the die-hard fans, even a hotel you can stay at. So, right next door to the Abba Museum, you'll find Gröna Lund, which is their theme park right here on the waterfront in the city centre. Just like in Tivoli in Copenhagen, however, we've managed to come at a time of year where it's closed. So, not be going in there today, but we're going to be heading straight down there to get the ferry across to the other side, back to Gamla Stan and the Old Town. So, right at the foot of the coaster, we've got the dock for the ferry. And here we go, over here in Gröna Lund. We'll take the 82, it's going to take us over to Gamla Stan and the Old Town. Now the great beauty about this ferry, it is included in our one-day travel pass, along with the number 80, 83 and 89 commuter ferries. The 82 ferry gives you a fantastic view of all the attractions at Gröna Lund theme park. Via a quick detour of the island of Skeppsholmen with its historic Kastellet fort, we then sail past the Vasa and Nordic Museums, taking in the great waterfront views. Best of all, by taking this ferry, you get to take in most of the iconic views of Stockholm archipelago without having to take a separate harbour tour, and all included in the price of our one-day travel pass. I call that a win. And as we dock at Skansen, we've come full circle back to the Old Town. So that was actually a really great and enjoyable way to see the city from the water. That's come from the other side of the harbour. Thoroughly recommend it. And now it's dropped us at the bottom end of the Old Town, so we'll go explore that in the daytime. The picturesque Old Town of Gamla Stan is an absolute must-do if you're coming to Stockholm, with its winding and narrow streets free of traffic. So just from the ferry port, we'll come to this little square, and then into this street here, this very nondescript door, but this is in fact Stockholm's smallest official street. So it would be rude not to go up and come back down a little bit of history. Don't think I can even begin to try to pronounce that. Mårten Trotzigs. No idea. It is a shame about the graffiti. However, the gates at each end have vastly improved this, but should not be missed regardless. Easy to find, dead opposite Burger King. So the Old Town is absolutely incredible because Sweden stayed neutral in the war. It's utterly preserved. So you have all these amazing narrow streets and cobblestones. There's no traffic. It's just got an absolutely incredible atmosphere to it. Definitely worth a trip and a little wander around. Now I was pushed for time. Do make sure you come and appreciate this, especially at night. So whilst you're wandering around the Old Town, do keep your eyes about you. You should be distracted by all these lovely pretty streets like this. Don't forget to check down the side ones. You might miss stuff like that. But you do need to remember you need to come off the main thoroughfare of Stora Nygatan to come up to the most picturesque photo spot in the Old Town. If you haven't already, please make sure you watch our first episode, but if you're enjoying this video, we please ask that you hit that like and subscribe button. We really appreciate the support and will help us bring you more videos like this in the future. So here we are in the Old Town Gamla Stan, and we're in the most picturesque part, which is Stortorget, I believe. This is probably the most popular and picturesque part of the Old Town. So I think this is the perfect place to take a bit of a pit stop. Now, Scandinavia is known for its pastries, and Sweden particularly for its cinnamon buns, so there are no shortage of places to indulge. So, when in Sweden, a bit of an institution is fika, which basically means just to take some time out, usually with coffee and some kind of baked goods or pastry, and just chill. So it would be rude to not honour tradition whilst I'm here. So, cheers. Unfortunately though, time was against us as had a flight to catch. So it was time to push on through the last section of the Old Town before heading back to the hotel to collect the bags via the Royal Palace. Which is where, unfortunately, my camera decided to start playing up as I'd worked too hard and was overheating. So apologies if the colour is a little off in these last few segments. However, at this point, we're coming to the end of our tour. A short walk from the bottom end of the Old Town. We're now at the Royal Palace. Go for a little mooch around. I think we've missed change of the guard, but hey, can't see everything, just we'll have to come back. So just off the side of the palace, you come into the entrance to the treasury. It's a very, very impressive staircase there, but sadly no time to eat crown jewels today, so we'll keep moving, keep seeing. So as we circled around the palace, this brought us back to the waterfront on the other side of the Old Town. So here we are on the waterfront of the Royal Palace. It's not too shabby, is it? But this is actually one of two palaces. There's actually one out in the archipelago, which is their summer retreat. But unfortunately it takes a bit of time to get out there. And again, time is one thing we don't have on this trip, so again, save it for next time. Apologies, this was such a whirlwind tour, but we'll return to explore more. So finally now, round on the far side of the Royal Palace. The Stockholm Waterfront behind us there, but look at this all together. Royal Palace, and then round to the Parliament building, and then behind us the Opera, and then literally just over there, that bridge, is where the hotel is, which is why I chose there. Plus obviously a very nice rooftop pool as well, but obviously you get the location was pretty good for this, which you can check out in our first episode. However, this brings our whirlwind tour of Stockholm's key sites to a close. And remember to check out the first instalment here, or another one of our destination videos. Thanks again for watching.